Hello lovely people and welcome to my virtual quiz night. I hope you're all well and all keeping safe. Things are slightly different this week. We're not actually live. This is the first of the pre-recorded quizzes and we're streaming exclusively on YouTube. So this quiz is slightly different to the live quizzes that we've been doing. Instead of having 8 rounds, we're going to have 5 rounds, which will consist of 3 question rounds and 2 picture rounds. And instead of having a break, we're just going to plow straight through all 5 rounds. So remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel to be notified of all the future quizzes, and make sure you like the Facebook page at Shane's Virtual Quiz Night to find out when the next quiz is happening. Remember, this quiz is just for fun, so please no cheating. That's enough of this pre-talk, so let's begin the quiz with round number 1. Okay, so our first round is the general knowledge round. So the same as always, there are going to be 10 questions on general knowledge. What I'll do is I'll flick through all the questions, all 10 questions, and then we'll quickly go over them again, just in case you've missed any, and then we'll go through the answers to this round, okay? So let's begin with question number 1. So question 1 is, which country is famous for a pine-scented wine called Retsina? So question 1 is, which country is famous for a pine-scented wine called Retsina? Okay, so this is your first question out of 10. What we'll do is we'll go through all the questions and then quickly flick through them again just in case you've missed any, and then we'll go through the answers. So this is your first question out of 10. Okay, so don't worry if you're joining late. If you're watching this as it premieres on YouTube, you will go over these questions again, and remember, it is just for fun, so doesn't matter if you miss any. Okay, so that is question number 1. We'll move on to question number 2. What is the last letter of the Greek alphabet? So question number 2 is, what is the last letter of the Greek alphabet? So this is question number 2 out of 10. What is the last letter of the Greek alphabet? I'll give you some time for this one, but don't worry if you've missed any. We will go over these questions again once we've gone through all 10. Okay, so that is question number 2. Moving on to question number 3. Apiology is the study of what? Apiology is the study of what? So this is your third question out of 10 of our first round. Remember, don't worry if you're joining in late. We will go over these questions again. And remember, this is pre-recorded, so you can always go back and rewind it and or pause it if you need a break and come back to it, catch up. You've got all those possibilities. I guess you can do that during the live stream as well, but obviously can't skip ahead until it's finished. So that is question number 3 out of 10. Question number 4. Kingston is the capital city of which island nation? Kingston is the capital city of which island nation? So this is question number 4 out of 10 of our first round. Remember, tonight's quiz consists of 5 rounds instead of 8. Slightly different to the live quizzes. This is pre-recorded. Remember, you can always pause and stop. Obviously, I can't see your comments tonight. I'll be able to see any live comments that appear as you're watching this at a later date. So if you want to send any wishes on there, you can do so, and I'll pick them up at some point. So this is question number 4 out of 10. Moving on to question number 5. Who wrote the 1937 detective novel Death on the Nile? So question 5 is, who wrote the 1937 detective novel Death on the Nile? So this is question number 5. Remember, if you've joined in late, don't worry, we will go over these questions again once we've gone through all 10 questions. Remember, this quiz is pre-recorded, so you can always go back to a previous question. You can pause it, you can do whatever you like. Watch it 1,000,000 times if you feel like it. I won't be complaining. Okay, so this is question number 5. Moving on to question number 6. In which 1964 film did the song Chim Chim Cheree feature? So question number 6 is, in which 1964 film did the song Chim Chim Cheree feature? Chim Chim Cheree. When I'm looking at that, it looks really, really bizarre. I do know the answer to this one, actually. I would have known this. Obviously, I write the questions, so I do know all the answers, but I knew this answer before I saw the question. So this is question number 6 out of 10. Okay, I'll give you a little bit more time for that. Apologies if this is going faster than the normal one. It is very strange. One, not having Andy here with me live. He's currently at work, and it's weird that I can't see your comments either. But I will be back soon with a live quiz, don't worry. So moving on to question number 7 out of 10. The tomb of the unknown soldier lies underneath which Parisian monument? So question 7 is, the tomb of the unknown soldier lies under which Parisian monument? I can say I have been to this Parisian monument. Hopefully that doesn't give it away. If you can hear Hugo in the background, he is fast asleep, snoring. It's not a pig in the house, it is Hugo snoring. Okay, so this is question 7. Remember, if anyone has joined in late, we will go over these questions again, just in case you've missed any. And remember, this is pre-recorded, so you can go back to a previous question and then skip back ahead if we're doing something, if we're waiting for you guys to finish answering. You will have a bit of time. You've got that luxury in this quiz. Moving on to question number 8. Which Puerto Rican-born singer had hits with The Cup of Life, She Bangs, and Living La Vida Loca? So question 8 is, which Puerto Rican-born singer had hits with The Cup of Life, She Bangs, and Living La Vida Loca? So this is question 8 of our first round of 5 tonight. We will go over these again. Don't worry if you're joining in late. I know a few people normally come in a bit later on the quiz. You should put it in your calendar. Put an alarm on your phone. You shouldn't be coming late to my quizzes. Moving on to question number 9. Which football team did Wayne Rooney leave to join Manchester United in 2004? So your 9th question is, which football team did Wayne Rooney leave to join Manchester United in 2004? It's question 9 out of 10. Once we get to the 10th one, we will flick through these questions again, just in case you've missed any or you've come in late. It shouldn't matter if you come in late. I think you can just, in a premiering video, just jump back to where it began. It just means that your live comments will be slightly out of sync with everyone else's. Okay, so that is question number 9 out of 10. And your final question, number 10 out of 10 for the general knowledge round. Brazil holds an annual competition to find the best buttocks in the country, where the winner is honoured with what title? Is it A, Miss Rump Rump? Is it B, Miss Bum Bum? Or is it C, Miss Fanny Fan? So question number 10 is, Brazil holds an annual competition to find the best buttocks in the country, where the winner is honoured with what title? Is it A, Miss Rump Rump? Is it B, Miss Bum Bum? Or is it C, Miss Fanny Fan? So that is your 10th question, number 10 out of 10. Just give you a little time and then we'll flick through the questions again just in case you've missed any before we go over the answers. Okay, so just in case you missed any, let's go back through them. So question 1 was, which country is famous for a pine-scented wine called Retsina? That's your first question. Question number 2 is, what is the last letter of the Greek alphabet? Question number 3, apiology is the study of what? So apiology is the study of what? Question 4, Kingston is the capital city of which island nation? Question 5, who wrote the 1937 detective novel Death on the Nile? That's question number 5. Question number 6 was, in which 1964 film did the song Chim Chim Cheree feature? Question number 7, the tomb of the unknown soldier lies underneath which Parisian monument? Question number 8, which Puerto Rican-born singer had hits with The Cup of Life, She Bangs, and Living La Vida Loca? Question 9, which football team did Wayne Rooney leave to join Manchester United in 2004? And your 10th and final question was, Brazil holds an annual competition to find the best buttocks in the country, where the winner is honoured with what title? Is it A, Miss Rump Rump, B, Miss Bum Bum, or C, Miss Fanny Fan? So that is your 10th and final question of your first round. I'll give you a little more time before we go through the answers. Remember, tonight's quiz is pre-recorded. You can always go back to any questions that you've missed if you need more time, or pause it. The only thing is you'll just be slightly out of sync with the live chat. But if you're not bothered about that, you're absolutely fine. You can do whatever you like. Okay, so let's go through the answers. So our first question was, which country is famous for a pine-scented wine called Retsina? The correct answer is Greece. Greece is the correct answer to number 1. Question number 2. Talking of Greece, what is the last letter of the Greek alphabet? It is omega. Omega is the last letter of the Greek alphabet. Question number 3. Apiology is the study of what? It's the study of honeybees. If you put bees by itself, you can still have the point. Correct answer is honeybees. That's question number 3, the answer to question number 3. Question number 4. Kingston is the capital city of which island nation? The answer is Jamaica. Jamaica. Kingston is the capital of Jamaica. Question 5 was, who wrote the 1937 detective novel Death on the Nile? And the correct answer is Agatha Christie. Agatha Christie wrote the novel. That is answer number 5 of 10. Question 6 was, in which 1964 film did the song Chim Chim Cheree feature? Correct answer was Mary Poppins. Chim Chim Cheree from Mary Poppins. Question 7, the tomb of the unknown soldier lies under which Parisian monument? I know I got really out of breath walking up to the top of it. It's the Arc de Triomphe. The Arc de Triomphe. I was even more unfit then than I am now. That is question number 7's answer. Question number 8 was, which Puerto Rican-born singer had hits with The Cup of Life, She Bangs, and Living La Vida Loca? Correct answer was Ricky Martin. Ricky Martin had hits with those songs. So that is answer number 8. Question 9 was, which football team did Wayne Rooney leave to join Manchester United in 2004? It was Everton. The correct answer is Everton. That is answer number 9. And question number 10. Brazil holds an annual competition to find the best buttocks in the country, where the winner is honoured with what title? Was it A, Miss Rump Rump, B, Miss Bum Bum, or C, Miss Fanny Fan? And the correct answer is B, Miss Bum Bum. So that is your 10th answer. So you should have a score out of 10. So either let me know in the live comments if you're watching the premiere, Or let me know in the comments below if you're watching this at a later date, or let me know on the Facebook page, Shane's Virtual Quiz Night. Okay, so that is the end of round 1. Let's move on to round number 2. Okay, so this is our first picture round out of 2 that's in this quiz. And this picture round is Name the Game Show. Okay, so all you need to do is name the game show. There's 5 pictures. Here is your first one. So as always, it will appear here and then along the top once we've gone through it. Okay, so this is your game show number 1. So all you need to do is name the game show. It's as simple as that. So there's 5 in this round. This is your first game show, okay? So all you need to do is name the game show. I'm trying not to give you any clues. I was going to read bits out there to help you out, but I'm not going to. I can see, I'm just trying to see what's in the middle. Hopefully you can see these images okay. I know we had some problems when we did the board games live. It depends on the size of the screen that you're watching it on. If it's on your TV, it'll be massive. If it's on your PC, it'll be, well, I can see it on here, but I guess if it's on your mobile phone. So that was your game show number 1. Here is game show number 2. One of Dodo's favourite TV shows. Even though she's useless at game shows and quizzes, it's still one of her favourites. She just likes to watch the thing that happens in this game show without giving it away. Okay, so this is game show number 2. So there's a total of 5. All you have to do is name the game show. It's as simple as that. So that is your second game show. Okay, remember, if you do need any time or more time, you can always pause the video. Remember, this quiz is pre-recorded this week. You can pause the video at any point. Okay, so we'll move on to game show number 3. That infamous moment on that TV show. There's a quiz question there. I don't know if you can see that. I would read it out. Well, I guess you can see it. I'll read it out. Question says, a number 1 followed by 100 zeros is known by what name? A Google, a Megatron, a Gigabit, or a Nanomole? That man, it's obviously gone with Google by the looks of it, without giving too much away. So that is your picture number 3. So you named the game show. Here is your 4th game show. Game show number 4 out of 5. Picture of the host. I'm trying not to give much away. I won't give much away. Let me just keep quiet. I'll keep quiet to not give anything away. I'll just tell you what you need to do. So all you need to do is name the game show. This is game show number 4. Okay, so this is your 4th one. And we'll move on to your 5th and final game show, which is there. I'm just making sure. Hopefully you can't see that too much, can you? I'm thinking if I left the logo on there. I'm going to blur that out. Obviously I'm going to edit this afterwards. I'm going to blur that logo out because I think that is the answer right there. I didn't see that when I put it together. Okay, so here are your 5 game shows, okay? God, I'm cracking work for myself. So remember, all you need to do is name the game show. There are your 5. I shall give you a little bit more time. Remember, you can always go back and rewind to when they were larger on the screen there if you just need to have another look at them. Okay, so they are your 5 game shows for the first picture round in this week's quiz. Okay. So hopefully nice and easy, not too hard this week. Let's go on to the answers. Okay, so here are the answers for the game shows. Here was your first one, and the correct answer is University Challenge. University Challenge for the first one. I can see they've got like their mascots there in the middle. That's what I was looking at. Okay, so that is your game show number 1. your second game show, one of Dodo's favourites. It's Tipping Point. Tipping Point with the counters there, and the moving like arcade machine thing, slot. I don't know what you call that. 2p machine, but with counters. Okay, so this was game show number 3, the infamous Charles Ingram incident. It is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? So that is the correct answer. Google is a number 1 followed by 100 zeros. Okay, so that is answer number 3. Game show number 4 is a question of sport. Been going on for quite some time now. I believe they were doing a tour. See, not now since we're in lockdown. I don't know whether they're going to carry that on afterwards. And your 5th and final game show is QI. It is QI. Okay, so you should have a score out of 5 for that round and a total score out of 15 so far. Okay, so remember to let me know your scores in the comments box if you're watching live on YouTube, or if you're watching watching it at a later date, you can comment below on the YouTube channel, or let me know your scores on the Facebook page at Shane's Virtual Quiz Night. Okay, so you should have a score out of 15 so far. Okay, so let's move on to round number 3. Okay, so this round is the connections round. We've had quite a few of these in the past. So you're going to get 4 questions, and then the answers to those questions will connect in some way. Okay, so you'll have 4 questions. Then your 5th question is, what's the connection between all or part of the answers? Okay, so question number 1 of the connections round. By area, what is the smallest American state? So question 1 of connections round is, by area, what is the smallest American state? So that is question number 1 of 5. So this is a connections round. So the answer to this will connect to the next 3 answers, and that'll be your answer for question number 5. So all the answers link in some sort of way. You've got to try and figure out what the connection is. Okay. So this is your first question. By area, what is the smallest American state? So hopefully your US states are good. I'm known in my past pub quizzes of putting quite a few American questions in, especially American states and state capitals. So if you want to revise for any of my quizzes, that's a topic to revise. Okay, so that is question number 1. Question number 2 of 5 is, what would an oologist be keen on collecting? What would an oologist be keen on collecting? So that is question number 2 out of 5. An oologist, what would they be keen on collecting? Near little Hugo snoring in the background. I don't know, I don't think the microphone will pick that up, but if it does, it's like I said before, it's not a pig, it's Hugo. And it's not Andy snoring either, it's Hugo. Okay, so this is question number 2 of 5. Remember, it's a connection round. So the answers to the first 4 questions will connect in some sort of way. Okay, so this is question number 2. Moving on to question number 3. Which hit for Blondie was the first single to top the UK charts, featuring a day of the week in its title? So which hit for Blondie was the first single to top the UK charts, featuring a day of the week in its title? Okay, so that is question number 3 out of 5 in this connections round. Remember, the answers to the first 4 questions will connect in some sort of way. You may already have the connection from the first 3 answers. You may not. It might just twig. You might be able to get the connection and then figure out one of the answers that you've missed. Okay, so this is question number 3 out of 5. So which hit for Blondie was the first single to top the UK charts, featuring a day of the week in its title? We'll go over these questions again after we've gone through all 5, just in case you've missed any. So we'll move on to question number 4. In the Harry Potter series of books and films, what was the first name of Harry's mother? So in the Harry Potter series of books and films, what was the first name of Harry's mother? Harry Potter question. Wonder how good your Harry Potter knowledge is. So what was the first name of Harry's mother? So that is question number 4 out of 5. Remember, all the answers should connect in some way, which is question number 5. What is the connection between all or part of the previous 4 answers? So question 5 is, what is the connection between all or part of the previous 4 answers? Okay, so just in case you've missed any, let's just flick through those questions again. So question 1 was, by area, what is the smallest American state? So what is the smallest American state by area? That's question number 1. Question 2 was, what would an oologist be keen on collecting? So what would an oologist be keen on collecting? That is question number 2. Question number 3 was, which hit for Blondie was the first single to top the UK charts, featuring a day of the week in its title? So which hit for Blondie was the first single to top the UK charts, featuring a day of the week in its title? So that's question number 3. Question number 4 was, in the Harry Potter series of books and films, what was the first name of Harry's mother? So in the Harry Potter series of books and films, what was the first name of Harry's mother? So that is question number 4 out of 5. And then question 5 is, what is the connection between all or part of the previous 4 answers? Okay, so the answers to the first 4 questions will have some sort of connection. What is the connection? It could be between all of the answer or just part of the answer. There's a little clue there, okay? So I shall give you a little more time, just in case you haven't got the connection yet. Remember, this is pre-recorded this week. You can pause the quiz here if you need more time. Remember, you can comment live on the YouTube feed as this is premiering on YouTube, or you can comment below in the comment section if you're watching it afterwards, or write a message on the Virtual Quiz Night Facebook page. All you have to do is search Shane's Virtual Quiz Night. Make sure you've liked that and make sure you've subscribed to that YouTube channel. You'll be notified of all the future quizzes. Okay, so let's go on to the answers. So, first question was, by area, what is the smallest American state? It is Rhode Island. Rhode Island is the smallest American state. So that is answer number 1. So we've got Rhode Island. Question number 2 of 5. What would an oologist be keen on collecting? And the answer is bird's eggs. Bird's eggs. So now we've got bird's eggs to the connections. Question number 3 was, which hit for Blondie was the first single to top the UK charts, featuring a day of the week in its title? It was Sunday Girl. Sunday Girl. So now we've got that added to the lot of answers. Question 4. In the Harry Potter series of books and films, what was the first name of Harry's mother? It is Lily. Lily is the correct answer. So we've got all them answers. What is the connection between all or part of the previous 4 answers? It is Easter. So we've got Ireland making Easter Island. We've got eggs making Easter eggs. We've got Sunday making Easter Sunday. And we've got Lily making Easter Lily. Okay, so that is your 5 answers. There's the connection. So you should score out of 5 for that round, and you should have a total score, if my math's correct, out of 20. So let me know your scores either in the live stream comments if you're watching this as it premieres, or below down in the comments if you're watching this after it's aired, or on the Facebook page at Shane's Virtual Quiz Night. So let me know your scores and we'll move on to round number 4. So this round is the dingbat round. You should be really used to this by now. I think we introduced it about a month ago. You should be experts on what dingbats are now. So remember, all you have to do is say what you see. It's simple as that. Once you know how a dingbat works, hopefully you get the gist of them, okay? So here is this week's first dingbat, okay? So you just say what you see. I don't want to try to give you any more clues than that, because it'll give it away. So it's a bit like a catchphrase. You just look at what is there and put together whether it could be a saying, a phrase, a thing. Okay, so I don't want to give any clues away to reveal the answers, but this is your first dingbat. So this is dingbat number 1 out of 5, okay? Hopefully you are all experts on this by now. We've had quite a few dingbats. Can't remember how many weeks. Is it 3 or 4 weeks worth of dingbats? Okay, so just say what you see. So this is your first out of 5. And that is, I think that's quite an easy one. We'll move on to the second dingbat. Remember, I will go over these quickly again in case you've missed any. So here is your second out of 5 dingbats, okay? Oogie. Hugo. He's slowly waking up now. You come sit with me. So remember, this is the dingbat, so you just say what you see. It's as simple as that. I'm really trying not to give any clues away to help you out. But yeah, so just look at it and say what you see. It could be a phrase, a saying, a thing, anything like that. Okay. So there is your second dingbat out of 2. Okay. Give you some time there. Don't worry, we'll flick through this again. And remember, if you do need any additional time, you can pause the video. This quiz this week is pre-recorded, okay? So let's move on to dingbat number 3 out of 5. So this is your third one out of 5. Just say what you see. Say what you see. This is your third dingbat. I'm even trying not to actually say what it actually is because I can see this one. So remember, it could be a phrase, it could be a saying, it could be a thing, it could be, I don't know, one of them things. So this is dingbat number 3 out of 5. And just look at what is there, and hopefully you'll get something. Hopefully you're so good at these dingbats by now that it just comes to you like that. Okay, so that is dingbat number 3. I'll show you dingbat number 4. We will flick through these again just in case you missed any or you need a bit more time. But remember, this is pre-recorded. You can pause it. You can rewind. Even though I think you can pause and rewind the live ones. I don't know how it works on the live, but... And then you can always just skip to catch up on this one. Okay, so this is your 4th dingbat out of 5. What could it mean? Just say what you see. It's so hard for me not to give clues or hints and... Yeah, that's all. I'm going to try to be quiet on these ones to not reveal the answers. Okay. So this is your 4th dingbat. I'll show you your 5th dingbat. The 5th one. Hopefully this one is slightly easier. This is I would say this is an easier one to get. And they're always so easy. Once you know the answers, you're like, oh, makes sense now. But I'm hoping that you've got so used to them by now that you're all just getting them like this. Okay, so this is your 5th dingbat. We will go over them again just in case you've missed any, like we normally would in the live quizzes. Okay, so you just say what you see. What do you see? And yeah, I'm trying. I can hear it in my head what it is. And I just making sure it doesn't come out of my mouth. Can't do an Andy and spoil the answers to everyone. And I'm not going to press anything like with my fat fingers that week when I revealed the answers to the logo round. Okay, so let's just quickly flick through these again, just in case you've missed any. So this was your 1st dingbat, the first one out of 5. You just say what you see. So this is dingbat number 1. Okay. Just take a look at what's there and hopefully something twigs in your head. It's quite lateral thinking here. Lateral. Okay, so this is dingbat number 1. This was dingbat number 2. So you just say what you see. So dingbats are normally really good in a pub quiz when you get a handout, a picture round to begin with, because you've got the entire quiz to think about them. Obviously, your time is shortened in these live virtual quizzes because we don't hand anything out. We just play the picture round like a normal round. So the pressure is on. Okay, so that was your 2nd dingbat. Here is your 3rd dingbat. I would say this one's not too much. This is quite easy. I wouldn't say it's too hard. One of the easier ones. Don't be fooled. Don't be overly thinking it. Sometimes people overthink these dingbats, and it is just as obvious as simple as what you are looking at. Okay, so this is dingbat number 3 out of 5. Go on to the 4th one again. This is the 4th dingbat. It's like I know the answer and I almost said it then. Just like keep quiet. So you just say what you see. Remember, if you do need more time with these, you've got the opportunity to pause the video this week. Remember, this week's quiz is a pre-recorded one, not a live one like we've had the previous 8 weeks. This week is pre-recorded, so you can watch it as many times as you like. Keep going over the questions. Give yourself as much time as you want. Obviously, the only thing that affects is the live comments on YouTube. Okay, so this is your 4th out of 5 dingbats. You just say what you see. And we'll go on to the 5th one again. I think this is probably the easiest one out of the 5. I would say it's the easiest one out of the 5. I don't know what everyone else thinks. If you tell me what you think about the dingbats. Make sure you leave a comment in either the live feed or a comment below on YouTube, or log on to the Facebook page. Leave me a comment about your thoughts on the dingbats. Are they too hard this week, or are you getting used to them? Are you finding them too easy because you completely understand them now? Someone who's an expert on this is my friend Danielle. She's absolutely brilliant with dingbats. She just, I don't know what it is, she just gets them like that. She looks at them and like says what she sees. Okay, so I think you've had long enough on these. If you do need more time, then just pause the video and you can always wait. But we're going to go over the answers now. So here was your first dingbat. So we have the letter C repeated 7 times. So we have 7 C's. It is the 7 C's. It's as simple as that. Once you understand dingbats, they are so obvious. Okay, so that is your first dingbat. Second dingbat, this is a slightly trickier one. So we've got the word ovation, and it's standing upright. Making a standing ovation. It's a standing ovation. So that is your answer to dingbat number 2. Dingbat number 3. This is a fairly easy one. You ignore that just is on the side, but just is between the words you and me, making just between you and me. Just between you and me. So that is answer number 3, the third dingbat. Dingbat number 4. Actually, this is quite an obvious one as well. You've got the word he's, and you got the word himself next to that. He's beside himself. He's beside himself. It's as obvious as that. Some people, I'm sure, will be kicking themselves because it is quite simple. It's so simple once you understand how dingbats work. Okay, and the fifth and final dingbat, we've got the word reading, and the letters of the word reading are between lines. Reading between the lines. It's as simple as that. So that is your fifth and final dingbat. Okay, so they are your 5 dingbats. So you should score 5 for that round, and you should have a total of, what are we up to, 25? Is that out of 25? 5. I think so. I think it's out of 25. So let me know your scores either in the live comments or comment below or on the Facebook page. And let's move on to our final round, round number 5. Okay, so this is our last round of the evening, and it is the points builder round. So you can score a load more points if you need it. We'll begin with question number 1. There's 10 questions. So your first question on the points builder round is, what 2 colours are the earth wire on a standard UK plug? So what 2 colours are the earth wire on a standard UK plug? So there is a point each for each correct colour. Just make sure you put down 2 and not too many. Don't put more than 2, otherwise you get 0 for that. So, what 2 colours are the earth wire on a standard UK plug? There's a point for each correct colour, okay? So that is question 1 of this points builder round. So a chance to score a lot more points. I think this round is out of 30. You can score a total of 30 for this round, okay? So that is your first question. Remember, we will go through all the questions afterwards, after we've done all 10, and quickly skip through them just in case you miss any. Moving on to question number 2. Which 2 American states have the letter X in their name? So which 2 American states have the letter X in their name? So you score 2 points for this question. There's a point for each correct American state. I believe a few weeks ago we had state capitals with the letter X, I believe. This time we're looking for the 2 American states that have the letter X in their name. So it is a point for each. Remember, this is the points builder round, so you can score a load more points if you need them. give you a grand total out of 55, I believe, this whole quiz. You'll have a grand total out of 55. Okay, so this is question number 2. We'll move on to question number 3. Don't worry, if you need more time, we will go over them again. The human heart is divided into 4 chambers. What two words can each go after left and right to give the names of these? Okay, so the human heart is divided into 4 chambers. What 2 words can each go after left and right to give the names of these? So there's a point for each. So there's a total of 2 points for this question. So you're looking for the 2 words that can go after left and right to give the names of the 4 chambers that the heart is divided into. The human heart. Okay, so that's question number 3 out of 10. We will go over the questions again just in case you need to re-see them. Remember, you can pause this quiz. It's pre-recorded this week. You can always go back to any of the questions in case you need any more time. Okay, so this is question number 3. Moving on to question number 4. The first televised presidential debate in the USA took place in 1960. Which 2 candidates were involved in this? So question 4. The first televised presidential debate in the USA took place in 1960, but which 2 candidates were involved in this? Okay, so that is question number 4 out of 10. So there's 2 points for this answer, this question. So there's a point for each. Okay, so this is question number 4 out of 10. Remember, this is the points build around. This is your chance to score a load more points. Obviously, if you know the answers, it will help. Okay, so this is question 4. You're looking for the 2 candidates that were involved in the first televised presidential debate in the USA. It took place in 1960. So that is question number 4. We'll move on to question number 5. In Formula 1 racing, which 3 venues have hosted the British Grand Prix since 1950? So in Formula 1 racing, which 3 venues have hosted the British Grand Prix since 1950? Remember, it says since 1950. There's a clue in the question there. So you can score 3 points for this question. So you're looking for the 3 venues that have hosted the British Grand Prix for Formula 1 racing since 1950. Okay, so that is question number 5 out of 10. So what we'll do, we'll go through all 10 questions and then we'll repeat them quickly just in case you missed any. And then we'll move on to the answers. Question number 6. Which 3 songs from 1994 animated film The Lion King were nominated for an Academy Award for Best Original Song? So which 3 songs from the 1994 animated film The Lion King were nominated for an Academy Award for Best Original Song? So 3 songs from The Lion King were nominated for an Oscar. You're looking for the names. Looking for the names of the 3 songs that were nominated for Best Original Song. Okay, so there is a point for each, a total of 3 points for this question. A little Disney question in there for you, Jess. You love your Disney questions. You should know all 3, and you should know the words of all 3 off by heart. Okay, so that is question number 6. We'll move on to question number 7. Don't worry if you're thinking we're going too fast. We will go over these again, so it gives you a little more time. Question number 7. What 3 words do the initial letters in the engineered wood product MDF stand for? So what 3 words do the initial letters in the engineered wood product MDF stand for? So there is a point for each correct word to the letters MDF. So what does MDF stand for? So there's a point for each, total of 3 points for this question. What 3 words do the initial letters in the engineered wood product MDF stand for? I'm thinking now, I can't remember the answer. I don't know if I would know that one. MDF. Not a carpenter, don't do DIY very often. Okay, so that is question number 7 out of 10. Remember, we'll go over all the questions and then we will quickly repeat them just in case you've missed any. Remember, points builder round, so you can score a load of points. And this, I think, it's out. Yeah, it's out of 30, giving you a grand total of 55 for this quiz tonight. Okay, so let's move on to question 8. What are the 4 countries that border Greece? So what are the 4 countries that border Greece? So there's a total of 4 points here. Make sure you only put down 4 countries. Don't put down more than 4. Otherwise you'll score 0. Or in my rules you would score 0 if you put down 5 or more. So you're looking for the 4 countries that border Greece. Okay, so this is question number 8. Point for each. So there's 4 points for this question. Similar to that question we had a few weeks back about another country that borders, or what countries border. I don't want to say it just in case it's one of the answers. I don't think it is. I don't know. Don't put that. That's not. I can't remember what the answers are. Okay. So that is question number 8 out of 10. Moving on to question number 9. What are the 4 types of alcoholic drink mentioned in the 1997 hit single Tum Thumping by Chumbawamba? So what are the 4 types of alcoholic drink mentioned in the 1997 hit single Tum Thumping by Chumbawamba? Chumbawamba used to be my nickname from the old landlord of the Fox and Hounds. Chris used to call me Chumbawamba. I was slightly bigger back then, although I'm probably the same weight. My boobs were even bigger then. Because they look ginormous now. I look like I've got a couple C cups. Nothing like that. Pecs. Okay, so this is question number 9. So you're looking for the 4 types of alcoholic drink mentioned in the 1997 hit single Tum Thumping by Chumbawamba. So there is a point for each. Okay, you can score 4 points in this question. And let's move on to the last question. We will go over them just in case you've missed any. Question number 10. What were the first names of the 5 original members of the Jackson 5? So what were the first names of the 5 original members of the Jackson 5? So there's a point for each. You can score a total of 5 points for this question. You're looking for the first names of the 5 original members of the Jackson 5. So that is your 10th and final question of tonight's quiz and of the final round. Okay, so what were the 5 names of the original members? You're looking for the first names of the original members of the Jackson 5. That is your 10th question. We'll quickly flick over the questions again just in case you missed them. Remember, you can pause them on tonight's quiz in case you've missed any. It's pre-recorded, so you can pause and always catch up. So, the first question was, what two colours are the earth wire on a standard UK plug? And there's a point for each correct colour. Question 2 was, which two American states have the letter X in their name? So there's 2 points for that question. So the American states that have the letter X in their name. Question 3 was, the human heart is divided into 4 chambers. What two words can each go after left and right to give the names of these? So there's 2 points for that question as well. Question 4 was, the first televised presidential debate in the USA took place in 1960. Which two candidates were involved? So which two presidents, the first televised presidential debate in the USA took place in 1960. Which two candidates were involved in this presidential debate? Okay, so there's 2 points up for grabs in that question. Question 5. In Formula One racing, which 3 venues have hosted the British Grand Prix since 1950? Clue in there, since 1950. It all makes sense when we see the answers. So there's 3 points up for grabs for that question. Question number 6. Which 3 songs from the 1994 animated film The Lion King were nominated for an Academy Award for Best Original Song? So there is a total of 3 points available for that question. Question number 6. Question number 7 was, what 3 words do the initial letters in the engineered wood product MDF stand for? So there's 3 points there for what M, D and F stand for. Point for each. That was question number 7. Question number 8. What are the 4 countries that border Greece? So you're looking for the 4 countries that border Greece. That was question number 8. Question number 9 was, what are the 4 types of alcoholic drink mentioned in the 1997 hit single Tum Thumping by Chumbawamba? That is question number 9. And the 10th and final question of tonight's quiz. What were the first names of the 5 original members of the Jackson 5? So what were the first names of the 5 original members of the Jackson 5? Okay. So that is your 10th and final question. A little more time before we go through the answers. Okay, so let's go through the answers to the points builder round. Your first question was, what 2 colours are the earth wire on a standard UK plug? Green and yellow. So there's a point for green and a point for yellow. So that was your answer to question number 1. So 2 points up for grabs in that question. Question number 2. Which 2 American states have the letter X in their name? So there's a point for each. Texas and New Mexico. So they are your 2 states that have the letter X in their name. Texas and New Mexico. So a point for each, so a total of 2 for that question. Question number 3. The human heart is divided into 4 chambers. What 2 words can each go after left and right to give the names of these? It is atrium and ventricle. Ventricle. Atrium and ventricle. So there's a point for each, so 2 points up for grabs there. Question number 4. The first televised presidential debate in the USA took place in 1960. Which 2 candidates were involved in this? Point for each was John F. Kennedy and Richard Nixon. So you got JFK and Richard Nixon, so there's a point for each. Question number 5. In Formula One racing, which 3 venues have hosted the British Grand Prix since 1950? They are Silverstone, Brands Hatch and Aintree. They are the 3 you're looking for. There's a point for each. Brooklands hosted the Grand Prix between 1926 and 1927, but it was severely damaged during World War II. However, it wasn't since 1950, as the question asked, okay? So you're looking for Silverstone, Brands Hatch, and Aintree. Point for each. Question 6. Which 3 songs from the 1994 animated film The Lion King were nominated for an Academy Award for Best Original Song? Point for each. You've got Circle of Life, Hakuna Matata, and Can You Feel the Love Tonight? They are your 3 answers. There is a point for each. Question number 7. What 3 words do the initial letters in the engineered wood product MDF stand for? There is a point for each. Stands for medium density fiberboard. So there's a point for each correct word there. Medium density fiberboard. Okay, so that is answer number 7. Question 8 was, what are the 4 countries that border Greece? They are Turkey, Albania, Bulgaria, and North Macedonia. If you just put Macedonia, you can still get the point. So the countries that border Greece are Turkey, Albania, Bulgaria, and North Macedonia. Okay, so there are your 4 countries. Point for each. Question number 9. What are the 4 types of alcoholic drink mentioned in the 1997 hit single Tump Thumping by Chumbawamba? They are whiskey, lager, cider, vodka. And there are the lyrics there. He drinks a whiskey drink, he drinks a vodka drink, drinks a lager drink, and he drinks a cider drink. There are your 4 alcoholic drinks there. So a point for each. And your final question was, what were the first names of the 5 original members of the Jackson 5? Point for each were Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, Marlon, and Michael. So there's a point for each. So there's 5 points up for grabs there. So you should have scored out of 30 for that round. And you should have a grand total of a score out of 55 for tonight's quiz. So let me know your scores either in the live chat on YouTube or in the comments below on YouTube if you're not watching the premiere, or post it on the Facebook page. Let me know your scores and I shall see them for next week's quiz. Okay, so we've come to the end of this week's quiz, our first pre-recorded one. Next week is also a pre-recorded quiz, so that will also consist of 5 rounds. And I will be back live on the 1st of July for a live virtual quiz streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Zoom. So, until then, stay safe and good night.